Samady Ou songគ្រោះជាតិប្រាជ្ញាផ្លេចមានសាមគ្គីក្រុមនានាសង្គ្រោះបំរើការពារកម្ពុជាខ្មែរត្រឹមរកគ្នាពីមពីសិទ្ធិសេរីឯករាជ្យបូរណភាពអធិបតេយ្យខ្មែរប្រស្រីបដូរផ្ដាច់ថែរក្សាមិនឲ្យបរទេសឈ្លានពានមកត្រួតត្រាសម្បត្តិដូនតាធនធានជាតិខ្មែរព្រះអាទិត្យរាំងបំភ្លឺកម្ពុជាខ្មែរឯកភាពគ្នាដងស្រាយបញ្ហាយោបាយសេដ្ឋកិច្ចសង្គមអហិង្សាពាក្យភាពរុងរឿងដីយើងពូជយើងភូខលយើងខ្មែរក្រោកឡើងសង្គ្រោះជាខេមរាបោះឆ្នោតឲ្យចំដល់អំណាចជូនប្រជាដើម្បីកម្ពុជារួមរស់សេងសានជ័យយោគណៈបក្សសង្គ្រោះជាតិសមាជិកគណៈបក្សសង្គ្រោះជាតិប្រាជ្ញាថ្មីគ្មានសាមគ្គីក្រុមនានាសង្គ្រោះបំរើការពារកម្ពុជាខ្មែរត្រឹមរកគ្នាពីមពីសិទ្ធិសេរីឯករាជ្យបូរណភាពអធិបតេយ្យខ្មែរប្រស្រីបដូរផ្ដាច់ថែរក្សាមិនឲ្យបរទេសឈ្លានពានមកត្រួតត្រាសម្បត្តិដូនតាធនធានជាតិខ្មែរព្រះអាទិត្យរាំងបំភ្លឺកម្ពុជាខ្មែរឯកភាពគ្នាដងស្រាយបញ្ហាយោបាយសេដ្ឋកិច្ចសង្គមអហិង្សាសិលធម៌ថ្លៃថ្លាជីវភាពរុងរឿងដីយើងពូជយើងភូខលយើងខ្មែរក្រោកឡើងសង្គ្រោះជាតិខេមរាបោះឆ្នោតឲ្យចំផ្ដល់អំណាចជូនប្រជាដើម្បីកម្ពុជារួមរស់សេងសានជំរាបសួរអំពូមីងទាំងអស់គ្នាខ្ញុំឈ្មោះសាមាឌីថ្ងៃនេះខ្ញុំមាន host កម្មវិធី live show page គណៈបក្សសង្គ្រោះជាតិអាមេរិកហើយថ្ងៃនេះយើងនឹងនិយាយភាសាអង់គ្លេសដើម្បីឲ្យជនបរទេសគាត់បានយល់ពីបញ្ហាស្រុកខ្មែរហើយនឹងក្មេងៗសកលក្រោយដែលគាត់អត់សូវចេះភាសាខ្មែរនៅសហរដ្ឋអាមេរិក Hi everyone and welcome to today's show. My name is Samady. Today I will be your host for this live show. And it's very informal, just discussion about what's going on in Cambodia and the current event happening. And today my guest will be Bong Linda. She will be joining me. So for her time, she usually be the host of the live show. But today she will be the guest instead, and I'll be the host for today. So thank you, and I would like to welcome Bong Linda to the show.
So Samady. And hello everyone. Hope everyone have a great everyone has a great evening or morning wherever you at.
Yes, welcome Bong. I'm glad to have you here today.
Thank you, Samady. I'm glad to be here and thank you for hosting the show today. tonight,
Yes.
actually.
Thank you. So how you been, Bong? How are you? How's life? What are you currently doing?
Life,
And
life's good. Life's good. Been busy working, slaving away like everybody else. And beside that, just doing advocacy work, our political party work, and we still working on that. So never ending work, but I'm glad to help. I'm glad to put in my time.
yes, thank you, Bong, for your hard work. I know all of this work you have an actual work that is paid and also volunteer work to help fight for democracy for our country. I appreciate that. Yes, Bong. Thank you for joining.
Thank you, Samdi, and like you and I, working again, the regime working against dictator is not it's not easy, but we still have hope. We still continue to push forward, and we're not giving it up. We're not giving up. So
Yes, well, it's very tough. We paid for our own expense, air flight to different places to talk to people, so to make our voice heard and also fight for our country. Talking about speaking out, I saw one of your video clips on Facebook. I mean, yeah, you can say on social media. I saw you speaking out for the moving of the high school. Yes, you expressing your voice on a district scale. I think they did not inform you beforehand, and they just decide to wake up and oh, let's move the school district to another place. Can you talk about that, Mom?
yeah, sure. Beside fighting dictatorship in Cambodia, I also involved in my community,
Hmm.
and it's not I don't involve so much, but I am aware of what's going on in my town, in my city, and what came up was 2 weeks ago. I got a notifications on not at the- I actually happened to be in a group for my city, and what we talked about was that the school board changing the zone in America. When the kid go to one elementary school, you would go to a middle school and then you would go to a high school. What happened is we live in a community, live in a city, so we invest in our property, meaning that we buy our home, we live in a certain place, we live in a certain city because that city have a reputation of having good school or having a safer neighborhood, and that's what we invest our money in. And when we move into where I live, we uh, we always and our town, the section that we live, we always said, okay, our kid gonna go to school A, continue with school B and school C. And what happened was they redirect us to they planning to change to move my daughter to a different school, and not just my daughter. It's based on the sections that we live. So we went and said, moving the kid, especially in the middle of grade school, and you know how we just got out of COVID, so the emotional um, impact on the kids going to be tremendously impact the kids. And I always informs our audience, get involved with your community. I always say, when you look at Cambodia, when especially the road in your town, you need to know who you can contact, and the same thing wherever you live, you need to know what's going on in your town, what's going on in your city, and who is the person that in charge, and who is the person that in charge of the school system. So that
Hmm.
way you be informed, you can, and then you able to raise your voice. For example, if I didn't go, or if all the parents didn't show up and voice our concern and say, hey, we don't want to move,
Hmm.
they would have moved us, and we would be driving like 30 minutes or 45 minutes just to drop our kids off, and that is unfair. When we pay taxes in CDA, we have to go to school in CDB. So
Yes, Bong. Thank you for expressing your voice and One things that come up to my mind when I saw you stand up and talk. I saw the school board committee writing down something. Do they write down your name and the people that attend so
Oh
they can
yes.
go to your house and threatening you so they can threaten you to hit
um,
you with a stick or
in
something wrong?
in America, and I
Yeah.
believe in Cambodia as well, we have freedom of speech. So when
Mhm.
we go to a town meeting, we go to city council meeting or school board meeting, when we arrive, they will ask us, do we want to
Mhm.
speak? And of
Yes.
course, of course I want to speak. So I put my name down on a blue piece of paper, and then then they will call our name, and they will say, oh, everyone have maybe 20 minutes to speak, and each of us how they give
Mhm.
us 3 minutes to
Mhm.
express. And no, it's the freedom of speech, and no, they do not come to your house and attack
Okay.
you. No, it's not like that. And we have freedom of speech, freedom of expressions, and freedom of assembly.
Ah, thank you, Bong, for clarifying that. Because in Cambodia, when you see someone writing down your name, they might knock on your door and they use violence. So yes, politics is everywhere, Bong, just like you said. Around you, your neighborhood. So if you don't show up and express your voice, you let those people in power can do whatever they want to. Thank you, Bong, for letting us know about what's going on with your life and fighting for democracy, both inside the U.S. and for our country. And since we get into our topic, the hottest topic is about PPA, which is Paris Peace Accord or Agreement in 1993. And one most popular picture that I saw uh, in Angkor Wat, the airport, I saw thousands of people going to the new airport in Siem Reap to see those new airport. Do you happen to be aware of that one? Because I saw a lot of people visiting new airport. It's kind of weird that they did that. The newly built airport. I heard it cost $1 billion. That's how much it costs to build a new airport.
Yes, yes. It's a very expensive airport.
Hmm.
It's I'm not sure. Can you see my screen?
Yes, yes, I can see one.
Okay. These are the images of Cambodian visiting the new build airport in Angkor Wat. Let
Yes.
me go through them. Let me see if I can. Can you see me changing the picture?
Only one. Well, I can only see the one picture where like people standing on elevators going up and down
Oh, okay. Let
on
me
the
see.
ground. Yeah.
Let's see. Share screen. Let me see. Oh, here is the picture. This is a lot of people.
Yes. Whoa, that's a lot of people. I'm going to. I thought it was a mall or something, but it's actually a new airport that is just built. It cost $1 billion. Is that coming out of uh pocket, the government pocket, to build all of that one, or they have sponsorship?
Oh, it's actually come out of China.
Oh.
Um, yes, so China is it's helping building this airport, and we have a contract with them. I believe it's like 55 years contract with the Chinese.
Uh-huh.
Um, it's it looks nice, but unfortunately, it's 1.1 billion dollar. That is, they said can handle 7 million passenger a year, 2 million than the original airport.
Hmm.
So Cambodia is ready to welcome um, tourism back to Cambodia.
Hmm.
Um, and I'm not sure why we need tourism when,
Hmm.
according to the tourism, the ministry, the Cambodian Ministry of Tourism, ter-
Yeah.
tourism, it's in 2000, the first 8 months, basically same period last year's, there's 250.8% increase same period last year.
Wow.
So the country have a lot of people. So it's like it's say the country is on track to receive 4.5 to 5 million international tourists by the end of this year. So I don't know why they are boosting tourism when the country, the Ministry of Tourism is raving about how much tourism in the country. Have you heard about that, Samady?
Yes, I did heard about that, Bong. They basically their main goal is they want to boost this new tourism by receiving help from the Chinese Iron Fist partner, which costs $1 billion to build. Like you said, increased by 250.8% last year.
Yeah.
And when we talk about tourism, we thinking of foreign people coming like from China, from different country to Cambodia through those airport. And do you see a lot of plane would land on Siem Reap airport from different country, Bong?
It's supposed to, but lately does not have much. But okay, let me clarify. I believe in Cambodia, they said tourism. They did not clarify that domestic versus international
Yes.
tourism. When you're talking about an increase of 250%, they should clarify that it's domestic, meaning people are moving from province to visit. But if we have 250% increase, Cambodia wouldn't, and basically tourism industry wouldn't be suffer like right now. We know that many places, for example, Siem Reap is very quiet. And the people that in that sector, meaning that the hotel, the hospitality sector is very unfortunately affected by that. Not many people have job. So they should have clarified that it is international. I mean, it is domestic versus international tourism. And I have a short video that I just found a short video we can watch. It's in Khmer, so hopefully our audience can listen or can see how the airport look like, and then we can maybe do a little translations. But this is from the video talking about that it is from the airport is being helped to build by China. Let me see.
He's very proud of it too in the video.
They're very proud.
The head Ministry of Tourism.
ខ្ញុំបាទគិតថាបច្ចុប្បន្ននេះអ្វីដែលយើងកំពុងតែឃើញជាសមិទ្ធផលមួយមានសារៈសំខាន់ខ្លាំងយុទ្ធសាស្ត្រក្នុងការពង្រឹងបន្ថែមនៅហេដ្ឋារចនាសម្ព័ន្ធចាំបាច់សម្រាប់ជាជ្រុលសម្រាប់សេដ្ឋកិច្ចកម្ពុជាជាពិសេសវិស័យទេសចររបស់យើងអញ្ចឹងអ្វីដែលយើងបានឃើញជាការខិតខំកន្លងមកសម្រាប់រដ្ឋាភិបាលគ្រប់អាណត្តិទាំងអស់ជាពិសេសសមិទ្ធផលថ្ងៃនេះគឺជាសមិទ្ធផលដែលចេញពីរដ្ឋាភិបាលនៅអាណត្តិទី5ទី6ហើយឥឡូវនេះយើងបានឃើញការដាក់ប្រើជាផ្លូវការនៅយន្តការទី7នេះតែយ៉ាងណាវិញការខិតខំនេះសុទ្ធតែជាការនិយាយជារួមគឺការខិតខំពង្រឹងនៅកិច្ចសហប្រតិការជាលក្ខណៈយុទ្ធសាស្ត្រគ្រប់ជ្រុងជ្រោយជាមួយនឹងប្រទេសសាធារណរដ្ឋប្រជាមានិតចិនហើយយើងបានដឹងថាការងារនេះគឺចេញពីការសហការកសាងនៅសហគមន៍រួមគ្នាជោគវាសនារួមហើយនៅក្នុងយុគសម័យថ្មីតែការងារនេះគឺមានលក្ខណៈយុទ្ធសាស្ត្រហើយអ្វីដែលយើងបានឃើញជាសមិទ្ធផលហេដ្ឋារចនាសម្ព័ន្ធកម្រិតភូមិនេះគឺបានឆ្លុះបញ្ចាំងយ៉ាងជាក់ស្ដែងទៅលើអ្វីដែលជាការខិតខំរបស់រដ្ឋាភិបាលក្នុងការពង្រឹងនៅភាពមិត្តភ័ក្តិដៃថៃមិត្តដៃថៃក៏ដូចជាកិច្ចសហប្រតិការក្នុងកម្រិតត្បូងពេជ្រផងដែរអញ្ចឹងទាំងអស់នេះគឺការបានឃើញថាអ្វីដែលយើងឃើញបច្ចុប្បន្ននេះគឺជាការពង្រឹងបន្ថែមនៅការផលិតភាពផលិតរបស់កម្ពុជាក៏ដូចជាវិនិយោគយុទ្ធសាស្ត្រដែលនេះជាការចេញពីមិត្តភាពយ៉ាងច្បាស់លាស់ហើយជាយុទ្ធសាស្ត្ររវាងប្រទេសកម្ពុជារបស់យើងជាមួយនឹងសាធារណរដ្ឋប្រជាមានិតចិនបាទអញ្ចឹងចំពោះវិស័យទេសចរវិញខ្ញុំគិតថាសមិទ្ធផលនេះគឺនឹងអាចជួយយ៉ាងពិតប្រាកដទៅលើអ្វីដែលជាភាពចាំបាច់ក្នុងការសម្រួលនៃការធ្វើដំណើររបស់ភ្ញៀវទេសចរទាំងជាតិទាំងអន្តរជាតិផងដែរអញ្ចឹងគឺអ្វីដែលយើងបានទទួលគឺការ hectare 1000ដែលមានស្តង់ដារខ្ពស់បាទហើយកិច្ចសវត្ថការក្នុងកម្រិតខ្ពស់ក៏ដូចជាគឺថាការតំណាក់តំណងក្នុងកម្រិតខ្ពស់មួយផងដែរអញ្ចឹងនេះគឺជាថាការសម្រួលយ៉ាងជាក់ស្ដែងទៅលើការធ្វើដំណើរក៏ដូចជាពង្រឹងបន្ថែមទៀតនៅភាពតាក់ទាញកម្ពុជាជាទិសដៅទេសចរមួយយើងសង្ឃឹមថានឹងក្លាយទៅជាទិសដៅទេសចរសកលឈានមុខមួយបាទតែមានលក្ខណៈប្រកួតប្រជែងព្រោះឥឡូវយើងមានអាកាសយានដ្ឋានអន្តរជាតិមួយកម្រិតអន្តរជាតិហើយនឹងគុណភាពក្នុងការផ្ដល់សេវានេះខ្ញុំសង្ឃឹមថាទេសចរទាំងជាតិទាំងអន្តរជាតិនឹងបានទទួលនៅសេវាមួយដែលមានលក្ខណៈពិសេសហើយរបស់យើងមិនដែលធ្លាប់ឃើញពីមុនផងដែរនេះគឺជាកម្រិតនៃការវិនិយោគលក្ខណៈយុទ្ធសាស្ត្រហើយដែលជាលក្ខណៈប្រវត្តិសាស្ត្រសម្រាប់កម្ពុជារបស់យើងផងដែរ
So Bong, one of the a few keys informations that he mentioned countless time in the video is one, high standard, and then two is Iron Fist friendship with the Chinese government. So in this case, the Chinese, of course, funded $1 billion, and we also talk about Paris Peace Accord. And in one of the Paris Peace Accord agreement in 1991 in October 23rd, is the sovereignty and neutrality of the national unity of Cambodia. In this case, since he bragged about Iron Fist friendship and $1 billion funded by the Chinese government, does this show as neutrality economically and also independent Cambodia, like being stated in Paris Peace Accord?
No, it's not. Unfortunately, it's not. China's very influential in Cambodia. China have pump in a lot of money into Cambodia. We have, in addition to this airport is actually built by Chinese state-owned company as part of the Belt and Road Initiative. So it's part of that, and the Cambodian regime signed a 55 years and contract with the Chinese company. So how can it be neutral when, in addition to this airport, I believe the sport stadium in Phnom Penh, Techo Stadium, whatever that is, and also Marine Naval Base. So many locations in Cambodia have building and how it like in addition to this, and China have throw so much money into Cambodia. So how can Cambodia be neutral? And that the regime is lack of money, and the regime is have been friends with China because China support the regimes. China support the regime support everything, and unfortunately it's something that is not go against what the Paris Peace Accord outlined for.
Thank you for explaining that, Bong, because when I saw those airport, it kind of changed my view, because first I thought their goal is to increase domestic and international flight and boost the economy. But then countless time, the Minister of the Tourism keep on mentioning Iron Fist friendship with the Chinese government. So I think in this case, it's just between the benefit between China and Cambodia influence in within the government. In this case, the Hunmanite regime. And thank you for that, Bong. And on top of that, most airport, they usually offered a transportation if you claim your international airport to be high standard in the world. I didn't see any train station or easy transportation to the city of the capital city of Angkor Wat. So let's say you have successful and you have all of this foreign visitor using this airport as international flight route to Angkor Wat. When they got on the ground, what transportation are they going to use? Tuk-tuk or motorbikes, or what type of transportation are they going to use?
From what I read, many times Cambodian people have been complaining regarding unfair competitions. I know you've been to the airport in Phnom Penh, the Phnom Penh International Airport. As soon as you land, you know there's taxi, there's tok tok. I'm not sure there's tok tok anymore. Pass app that you can take to go places, to go to your hotel. But unfortunately, I believe the transportations is also run by the Chinese. The contract that the Cambodian people with the Chinese contractor, and they set a set amount of fee. And unfortunately, this airport is 25 miles from the Angkor Wat. So it's a long distance. And I have seen many people complaining about as soon as you land, in addition to the paperwork that you have to pay, the visa, the stamp you have to pay, when you get out of the airport, you don't have a competitions. And the Cambodian people that actually in the business of driving, in the business of moving people around, that they, that taxi driver or pass app driver, they don't have that option. They don't have that independently, basically competitions that you can choose.
Wow. So this is
A
more
great
like
way to actually discourage tourists.
Yes, it's more like a monopolizing, basically. Let's say he claimed that it's also for domestic for Cambodian people. I know the minimum wage is 120, and the airplane ticket costs like $228 to $300 domestically. I don't think anyone can afford that in the first place. And let's say Cambodian people do want to use the flight from Phnom Penh to Angkor Wat, Siem Reap, and when there's such a high fee and there's a fixed amount of price because of the monopolizing competition with the Chinese partner, isn't that kind of discouraging Cambodian people to use domestic flight? Because yes, Mom, you can go ahead.
It's both. When I said people are complaining, I don't read on the news. I read on X, formerly known as Twitter, and international people, when they heard about the transportations also being Chinese contract and stuff, they are very discouraged about that unfair competition. Like I said, according to the Cambodia Tourist Ministry of Tourism, right now I think they welcome probably 1,000 people, 1,000 international people, versus before COVID they have, I believe, 8,000 to 9,000 visitor each day. So it's very slow tourism. What I meant to say earlier, when you see the Cambodian people going to visit the airport, it's great that they open up for the people to see, but at the same time, they're not just saying, oh, look at this airport, but they also have propaganda as well. So, thank you, peace. That's the reason why we have this airport, and I'm sure that's the reason why. And they open up, I know they open up right now because the tourism industry is slow. But also I heard many people encourage the Cambodian inside to make sure not to throw trash, not to throw, be mindful to the outside. Yeah. So I don't know how, if I am an international traveler landing in Siem Reap and I see that how many people in the airport, I'm not sure I not shocked about it.
From the picture you showed, first I thought it was like a new shopping mall like Aeon 4 or 5 in Siem Reap. But after you explaining everything, it is an actual airport that has been just opened for domestic and international flight. And on top of that, since we're on Paris Peace Accord, since we live in the U.S., we have a similar case. Our founding father created a Bill of Rights and Amendment. It has been revised 27 times, ratified, you called it in those terms. And all of those, from my history class, it's all to serve the human right. Basically give the right to vote for the citizen, and also give the right to a certain population that back then when the amendment created did not serve the purpose of those people. But now the reason they ratified is to help give the same right that is true purpose that it was created for. While in Cambodia, I saw there has been many ratification to amendment that our King Father created during that time off of Paris Peace Accord. Do you think the government did the same thing like in the United States to help the people, or to serve their own benefit for the future, well, from son to grandson to great grandson?
Paris Peace Accord was October 23rd, 1991. So today's October 24th. So we are into 32 years of the Paris Peace Accord. From there, in I believe September 29, 1993, we have the Cambodia constitutions, meaning from the Paris Peace Accord, it written in a way from many people from gather all those constitution, all those law and rule, and that's how Cambodia get the constitutions in 1993. Since 1993, the Cambodian or the regime have revised the constitution 10 times, and also have added one more. So when you're talking about amend the constitutions, in 30 years, it have changed 11 times. Unfortunately, those 11 times, it's not for the purpose of serving the people. It's for the purpose of serving the regime, the purpose of benefit the regime. And each time it bar the political opposition from entering the politics, make sure that every on the 11 times, just to make sure that on August 22nd, that Hun Manet is become a prime minister. So all those changes, Hun Sen have been changing them. Not just, I mean, Hun Sen is the head. He been, the powerful man in Cambodia. So he is holding the court, holding the Justice Department, holding the Congress, the Senate. So they changed it been 11 times, and all that 11 times just for the benefit of having his son to be the prime minister of Cambodia, to make sure that the power is passed down from Hun Sen to Hun Manet.
Yes, Bong. One of the recent one before elections, the ratification on the has been amended, is to basically, if you don't go to vote, you are not eligible to become hold any governmental position. In Cambodia, in this case, it's like serving the purpose of his own political party. Banning from the opposition from entering the elections, and also force them to go vote, even though their political party is banned from entering the elections. So all of this is to show that the government does not serve the people, but serve their own benefit. And thank you, Bong, for joining. And we have discussed many topics today.
Can I say something?
Yeah.
Regarding the Paris Peace Accord, I'm not sure if our audience aware that the government, the Cambodia, is no longer celebrate Paris Peace Accord. They no longer having as a national holiday on the calendar. So immediately it being removed from the calendar, and and people that work for the government doesn't have the day off. And that's the reason why we, as an Cambodian overseas, we always remember and make sure that our youth, or make sure everybody know that Paris Peace Accord, like you said, there's a little slogan in behind your picture. It said "Get from bring Santi Piet Ti Krong Paris No Tai Ruh Ro Work Ro Hope," meaning that the Paris Peace Accord is still alive. And we, even though the regime trying so hard every day to not mention Paris Peace Accord, because that's related to our Cambodia constitutions, we all know that that they are trying to hide. And also not just that, not not enough to not celebrate or not to commemorate that day. Hun Sen also went out on TV and say, they want the Cambodian people to celebrate the win-win strategy of
Mhm.
CPP in Cambodia យុទ្ធសាស្ត្រឈ្នះឈ្នះរបស់គណៈបកប្រជាជន so sorry I can't make Khmer, but I just want to make sure that our audience know that that's what CPP basically, that's the regime been telling the people in Cambodia, and the propaganda is everywhere.
Mm-hmm. You're right, Bong. Thank you, because this is kind of like misinformations and, like you said, brainwashing the younger generations. Because to me, when I think of Paris Peace Accord, I think of the U.S. interventions against war in Vietnam, which related to Cambodian sovereignty, neutrality, but like you said, they trying to get rid of that day in Cambodian calendar and celebrate the win-win strategy due to our great leaders, Samdech Hun Sen in this case, and try to erase the own history of Cambodia and misinform the younger generation. This is rewriting history for himself. Yes, well, it's so unfortunate. But however, like you said, Paris Peace Accord still alive. We from the outside still believe in Paris Peace Accord, and hopefully one day we able to rewrite the history and tell the truth to the younger generation, and instead of being misinform them like the regime. Yes, Bong. You have anything more to add, Bong, before we end the show?
I think it's pretty slow news this week. There's a lot of the thing that the regime have not solved. Like I always say, the lady on Naga were still protesting, and it's almost 2 years have not no resolution. And also the Mother Nature youth that they supposed to, they asked to leave the country so they can receive the right livelihood award, but unfortunately the regime, I believe the court have not looked at the paperwork, and it said it's unnecessary. And we are looking at that. It's a we are fortunate to have a group of youth that's still fighting, that still know what's going on. I mean, like other youth need to be joined, but these youth are very, I'm very proud of them that they are still fighting. They still know what is right and what is wrong, and not give into the regime. And they truly believe that, do right no matter what, and they do believe that thing can change, and that's what we do. We all believe that thing can change. We hope thing will change. So
Yes, Bong. One, I think I listened to a quick 20 to 30 podcast from Radio Free Asia with the leaders of Mother Nature Youth. They asked him, "Why do you keep fighting? Aren't you tired of fighting?" And he said that the reason he keep fighting is because he had a son on the way, and he just want to be proudly tell his son that this is what my lifetime I can do to fight for our country, to preserve this nature that they're fighting for. And if they don't do it now, then he would embarrass himself by saying, my dad didn't do anything to help preserve the nature and the country. And he just want to inspire the next generation, which is his son and his children, to keep fighting like he did and serve the same purpose, to think different from the norms, which is in this case what the regime want you to do is to live in a peaceful without expressing your opinion or opposition mindset. Yes, Bob.
I have an audience that I believe he or she just watching it from YouTube, and she said we must get our youth to get involved in our Khmer politics that grow up in Cambodia. I totally agree, and this is the reason why we doing this show. This is the behind why CNRP-America has a has a show on Tuesday that only speak English. We really do want you to understand the situations in Cambodia, and we do want you to get involved in Cambodia. What I when I tell the kids, when I tell the youth, it's like no matter where you at, no matter where what you at in life, what you have in life, they need to know where they come from. They need to know where their blood. Even those many like you and myself or many other people that our age might be second or third generations, Khmer American living in America, but they need to know that their their parents come from Cambodia. So what I've been telling people, when telling the youth or the young kids, like don't resist it. Just know that you are Cambodian, you have a blood that's Cambodian. Learn Cambodia, learn the Khmer language, aware of the Khmer language, and be aware of what's going on. Don't I know it's uncool to be sometimes uncool to be Khmer, uncool to tell people that you are Khmer, but doesn't matter what you tell people. The truth is you are Khmer, and you should be proud of that, and you should able to whatever you do in life, you should be able to your educations that you have, you should able to help out in your community or in Khmer community, and that's what I want people to be involved. And thank you, our audience, for watching the show, for commenting the show. Let us know if you have kid and you want your kid to know regarding Cambodian politics, regarding what's going on in Cambodia. Please contact us, contact me, contact Samady. We are more than happy um, to talk to you. Samady is a youth in representing CNRP youth in America. So he has his group. He has many people. He has many people joining his youth. So please get in touch with us.
Yes, thank you for your encouragement, Mom. And thank you, audience, for tuning in today to our quick, informal kind of discussion about what's going on in Cambodia. Paris peace of course still alive, like you said, and Cambodian populations is I feel like they are very smart this day because they are not easily influenced by the regime, because they can distinguish what fake news and what is real news, like the modern nature youth. So thank you, Bob.
That's our audience that's common. It's like that's what I for politics. Somebody was not in it for politics. We were in it so we can help out what we can do to push agenda from America. That's what I'm concerned. That what I'm interested in. I'm not interested in getting a seat in the parliament in Cambodia, but at the same time, I'm pushing the agenda from America to make sure that the regime. Basically, I want dictatorship out of Cambodia, but it's something that it's not going to be done overnight. It's not, and it's not easy, but we do have hope. When it's talking about politics, it you know kids in America are very smart. They have technology. They should be able to know what's Cambodia, what's going on in Cambodia. It's just a matter of um, what kind of news are they receiving? Are they receiving independent news, or are they receiving the mouthpiece from the regime? Um, Sometimes it's really hard to differentiate until you really know about it. And if you have a parent, you are a parent, you can only encourage. And when you encourage long enough, the kid will know. Hopefully, you take the kid to Cambodia and you can show them. You know, there's a lot of people that's very unfortunate. And there's a lot of poor people in Cambodia. And you can explain to them why are they poor? Why is it that we are out of the war 40 years ago? And why the country is so unbalanced? The poor between the rich and the poor. When you go to Phnom Penh, you see a lot of rich people, but is it? And then you just drive to the our town and you see so many poor people, and whose fault is that? The kid in this country, they all know that when politics involved, when the government is not taking care of their people, that means it's unbalanced in the wealth. The rich get richer and the poor get poor. In America, the rich get rich and the poor also poor, but at the same time, they taking care of their citizens. Poor people get support from the government. You get food support, you get education, you get all this housing support. Where in Cambodia, when you are poor, you do not have money to go to for your health care. First of all, if you have no money for food, that's just sad already. How can you afford healthcare when how can you afford to go to get your health check when you don't have food at home? So I encourage everyone to not first of all not so much about learning the history, but at the same time take the kid to Cambodia, tell them, to show them this is where we come from. I know I know it's so uncool to to be Cambodian, to know that you're it's so uncool to agree with your parent, but at the same time you don't want to push so much to the kid. You just take them to Cambodia, show them the countryside, show them that this is where you from, this is where their grandparent from, and hopefully it's get into them and see like we can only tell them, but if they see it with their own eyes, it's more personal experience. And I'm not sure if I make sense, but I am one of those people. I'm really trying for the youth to join our show and the youth to care, because if the youth doesn't care about Cambodia, then the regime mouthpiece, they have a way of brainwashing the kid, and it's only us, only the parent that can tell them, it's not like that. Um and it's not when we in America, we vote, we go to vote every 4 years, and we change president. The president only have 2 terms, where in Cambodia, the last 38 years, only Hun Sen, now Hun Manet, in the same last name. That is so unfair to the people of Cambodia. And if you were to tell the kid in America, say, this guy was win election for 7 times, kid in America, they know, they probably laugh. I mean, they laugh and laugh again. It's the regime, it's dictator. It's not free and fair and just elections. Sorry, Samady, I'm
Yes.
sorry, our audience. I keep
Yes.
going on.
That's okay. Thank you for your encouragement, Bong. Yes. The best proactive action is to take the kid to Cambodia, or be like my parent and most older generation that I met during a political gathering. If we sleep in the same house, usually at night, they just talked about their past and why they even involved in politics in the first place. Like most people, most uncles that I went to, like if I sleep in their house and we got it, I basically sit next to them and listen to them talk. They say back then the reason they get involved is because they were hurt deeply inside, because during Khmer Rouge era, they saw the Khmer Rouge take their parent to the killing field in front of them, and they just gone forever. And so this boiling the need to be patriotic, and this is the time to help our motherland, help Cambodia get out of the Khmer Rouge era. And then that's how they be involved with politics, because they see that the regime is no different than the Khmer Rouge era. And I'm very inspired hearing their story, their discussion. That's why I want to do something to help as a younger generation, make my voice heard for whoever want to hear what I have to say, like different audience. So yes, that's why I'm very involved. And thank you, Bong. Yes.
Thank you, Samady. Thank you for giving up your time. And we know Samady work full time. I work full time, and we do give our time, our energy. And like I said, we still have hope. Hope doesn't die, and we always feel that dictator gonna die someday. Hopefully
Yes.
soon. Hopefully soon. But for us, we just want to be involved, and we want to make sure that, you know, our voice are heard, and, you know, the youth need to get involved. And I'm keep telling again that, you know, I know many youths think it's very uncool to acknowledge that they're Cambodian or they are part of it, but I always tell them, you know what, the sooner you embrace who you are, the sooner we can move on.
Yes.
The sooner you can, you know, um, I'm Cambodian, I'm Cambodian American, just embrace it and
Yes.
know where your parent come from, and where your parent fight so hard, working so hard for you to have a life, and why is it that they live in this country and not live in Cambodia. And you should be very fortunate that you are living in this country, that you have freedom of speech, freedom of assembly, and can do everything in this country without the regime pulling you away, you know, just because you want to speak, freedom of speech. And you know, every 4 years you go to the elections, and the election, how political party that you want to vote for, who you want to vote for. In Cambodia, we don't have that, because opposition is not allowed to go to vote. Opposition is not allowed to be on the ballot. And, you know, and so it's just something that I said to everyone: the sooner you embrace yourself, and the sooner you embrace that you are Cambodian, and you know who you are, you want to know about Cambodia, you know,
Yes. Well.
it should be very simple.
Um,
Just embrace who you are.
yes. Speaking of the devils, like I said, the uncles, Lapurikia just dropped in. I think when I was in Washington, I listened in to him, and he talked about his childhood. You know, his parent is the teacher and educator, and he saw they took away his parent and to the killing field, and they gone
So is our
from
grandfather. He's an
yes,
educator.
yes, my grandfather too, and he just gone forever, and those kind of spark the need to fight for our country, and those what inspired me and you to fight for our country, because we see similarities in Khmer Rouge to the current regime today in Cambodia. Yes, well, and I would like to thank our audience for chiming in and watch what we had to say. Thank you. Yes.
Thank you everyone for joining and for commenting. And like I said, you know, Samady is the youth of CNRP-America. Please contact with us or drop in the message on Facebook, and we would love to get a contact with you, so that way you have your children involved. You know what? It doesn't have to be youth. Older youth can get involved too. So, and we know that you are watching this show because you're concerned about Cambodia's plea, how your kid be care and concern. And like I said, the first step is to take the kid to Cambodia to see what Cambodia is like. Take them to the countryside. It's beautiful. And the people of Cambodia is very kind heart, and really, really kind. And that's the reason why when the regime, like, they're also kind and they're also forgetful as well. Not forget, I think we just part of Buddhism, that we forget and not, we don't forget, we forgive easily. And so at the same time, you know, take your kid to Cambodia to see the beautiful country, at the nature that left over, the little leftover, the tree, the lake, the pond, and tell them, you know, I can actually take my kid to Cambodia and I can show them there's no longer a place called Bangkok. When I was young, I used to be going to look at the water, and that's a little, I think that's, I'm not sure what they call, where you ride on the little duck into the pond. When I went back, there's no more water. That's very sad, and I'm assuming that many of us that born in Cambodia and live in Cambodia remember the lake, remember the forest, remember all those nature. But unfortunately, when you go back, there's no more lake, there's no more nature for us to look at, for us to. I know that many people actually remember, say, oh, you know, I remember my town, this and that. And that's what a lot of things that have changed, and not for the better. Unfortunately, it's for the worse. And yesterday I was on a show, Lapu wondered, said, oh, 100 more years, it's, you know, by Hun Manat is going to destroy the country. I said, Lapu, it's not 100 more years. probably 2 more term, like 10 more years, there's no more left of Cambodia. And we can see already, like China is very influenced. China throw a lot of money into Cambodia. So in addition to the airport, in addition to the stadium, Ream Naval Base, China has their finger all over Cambodia, and that is against what one of the agreement on the Paris Peace Accord.
Yes, the neutrality of Cambodia being intervened by a foreign country in this case, which the regime fully committed to violated the Paris Peace Accord agreement. Yes, Bong, thank you so much for your time today, and thank you our audience for chiming in. And yeah, I think that's all the topic we have to discuss about. Thank you for your insight and information, Bong.
Thank you, and good night, everyone. Hope everyone have a good evening or a good day wherever you at, and hope to see you next Tuesday.
Yes,
Thank you.
ขอบคุณ and ជំរាបលា yes bye bye